I never knew my grandparents at all. But both of my grandfathers, they came to Utah and worked on the railroad line going up Weber Canyon. They would come and they'd work and stay and earn some money and then go back to Italy, you know. And I often wondered why they never brought the families. But you see, at that time, there was not much here in the United States either, so you're going back quite a few years, you know. My father, when he was just 17, him and his father came to the United States and they went to Minnesota. And Daddy wanted to stay here. My father wanted to stay. And my grandfather wouldn't let him. He said, no, we gotta go back. So that was 1917. So they went back to the old country. And the minute Daddy got off the boat, they drafted him and put him in the First World War. And of course, Italy was very, very poor. All of the European countries, they were struggling just like the United States was at that time. So Daddy said, if I ever get out of this war alive, Italy will never see me again. He wanted to come back to America. In 1920, he married my mom on February 14th of 1920 on Valentine's Day. And 3 months after they were married, he immigrated back to the United States. My mother couldn't come with him at the time, but she was supposed to come 3 months after him. Yeah. And she had her trunk and everything ready. Everything that they didn't have suitcases, that they had a trunk. And so when she went, they had to go down to Naples, where the shipyard, where the ships were. Mm-hmm. So she had all of her papers and everything. And when she had to wait in line. When they called her name, she got up to the gate and they said, oh, we're sorry, but you've lost your quota. They called them quotas at the time. And she said, well, how come I've had it? This was supposed to be my time to go to America, and they wouldn't let her come. She wasn't able to come till 1927. That was a long time.
Yeah.
I was born in 1928. My sister was born in 1930. There was just the two of us. Well, the Depression hit in 1929. I was just a baby, you know. So my father couldn't find work, but he did everything he could to work. Wherever he could get some work, he went to work. And I remember as a little girl, he had bought a bicycle with a basket on it. And he rode his bicycle from Patterson Street, which is between 30th and 31st Street, and we lived between Lincoln and Wall.
Mm-hmm.
And he rode his bicycle over the viaduct into Riverdale to work, to help these people on their farm. Of course, they didn't have money to give him, but they give him a cabbage or whatever they could, potatoes, you know, anything they could give you, you were happy to get. In 1939, my dad, bless his heart, just couldn't find work, and of course it was hard on everybody. During that time, everybody was in the same shoes. And in 1929, we moved to Nevada. Some friends from Hill Country found Daddy a job working outside the mines. They were copper mines. So we were there from 1939, and we came back in 1945. And we came back to Ogden. And the first thing Daddy did was put a furnace in the old house on Patterson Street. And we got our first telephone.
Wow.
We never had a telephone. And we could, believe it or not, we couldn't wait to hear it ring. And that's funny.
Uh-huh.
We just were all sitting there hoping somebody had called our number.
Yeah.
And from the 10th grade, I went up to Ogden High School and graduated from there.
Dang.
And in between that time, I met Grandpa Gus. With our church, there was a group that they had called the Kidney Club, so that the young people could meet other people their ages, you know.
Yeah.
So I was with another fellow there, and Grandpa Gus just come up. He was all dressed up and everything. Come up. It was in the old Utah Power Line building on Washington Boulevard. And I seen him, but I didn't pay any attention to him, you know. But anyway, I guess he had asked my cousin to dance with him. So about a week later, he called me. And he said, "Are you Laura?" And I said, "Yes." And he told me who he was. And I didn't know him from Adam. And he said, "I'd like to have a date with you." And I didn't know him, so I turned him down. I turned him down 3 times.
Oh, man.
I thought I'd got rid of him, but anyway, then we dated for over a year, and we got married and started our family. And we lived here with his mom and his sister for a while. And then she got married, his sister got married and moved away. And I think it was 1957, we bought this place.
Nice.
It was the best thing. I was a city girl.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time Grandpa Gus brought me out here, honey, I thought, oh my goodness, my mother knew he was taking me so far away from my house. Because it seemed like forever to get here,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I bet.
But I've just loved it, and my mother was worried. She says, "You know, you're marrying a farmer." And I said, yes, I know that, Mom. I said, and I'm going to work right along with him, which I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've done fine.
Yeah. Yes, you have.
And we raised a wonderful family. And I am blessed to have lived long enough to have met most of my great-grandchildren.
Yeah, that's me.
And
That's me.
I know, and that's Brayton. And I just, because I did not know my grandparents, and I always felt I felt I missed something in my life. And here I am.
Dang.
But I've watched you kids grow, and I've loved each and every one of you, Brayton.
Thank you. Love
You
you too.
mean so much to me.
Oh.
You're just such beautiful children, all of you.
Well, that's a good conclusion. That's a good conclusion. Thank you, Grandma.